Close your eyes. You're sitting on a soft blanket in the middle of a green field under a blue sky. Look up at the sky. It's a warm day with a cool breeze. Take a moment to make sure you're sitting comfortably and take a deep breath in and out. In front of you is a concrete foundation about 1 meter square, sunk into the ground evenly. To your right, in the grass, is a pile of perfect wooden cubes, each around the size of a basketball. All of the cubes are unpainted and show the natural grain of the wood, which is white oak. In this meditation, you'll build a structure on the foundation using these blocks. The goal of the meditation is to use the structure to bind your attention to the present moment. Maintaining the structure in your mind will prevent you from thinking about other things and help you to pause and reset. One more thing before we start. In this space we're in, you have a magic power, which is that you can move objects with your mind. So when you're placing these objects, you don't have to imagine yourself getting out of your seat and picking them up and putting them in place. Just keep your gaze forward and the blocks will appear when you need them. Take another deep breath while you focus on the foundation. In and out. It's smooth and clean and light gray, the surface unmarked by activity. When you're ready, slowly take a wooden block and place it in the exact center of the foundation. Once you've placed it, look at it and measure with your mind. Ensure that it's balanced with even space on all 4 sides. Now place another wooden block on the right side of it, so they're touching. Now place another wooden block on the left side of the block, so that you now have a row of 3 snug against each other. Notice the 2 thin seams where they meet. Notice that the grain of each block runs its own way. Pause to take a deep breath in and out. Now place a block directly in front of the center block, and then another directly behind it. You have a cross now, 5 blocks, flat on the foundation. Look at the hole shape and how it sits on the concrete. See the shadows it casts from the angle of the sun, and how the grain of the wood adds texture to the blocks. When you're ready, begin the second layer. Place a block on top of the front arm of the cross, then one on the right arm, then one on the left arm, then finally one on the back. The second layer is now 4 blocks around an open center. Look down into it as far as you can see from the angle you're at, and you can see the top of the first block you placed. It's still there at the root of everything, binding it. Take a deep breath in and out. Now the third layer. This one takes a little more care. Place a block on the left arm of the second layer, but don't set it neatly on top the way you did before. Instead, slide it inward so half of it rests on the arm and half of it reaches out over the open center. Now bring a block to the right arm in the same way. Slide it in until the 2 meet in the middle, supporting each other and covering the empty space below them at the center of the structure. Place a 3rd block on the back arm of the cross. Place a 4th block on the front arm of the cross. Look at your structure. The cross on the first layer, the open cross on the second layer, and the supporting structure on the 3rd layer. There's one last block to place. Lift it to the very top and set it down in the exact center of the roof, directly above the first block you laid. The structure is finished. Sit with it. Let your gaze move over it slowly, noticing its contours. Notice the hard shadow it casts on the concrete and how the shadow diffuses softly across the grass beyond. Notice that the breeze moves the grass around but does not move the structure. You've built something solid. Stay here for as long as you'd like, gazing at your structure and breathing slowly. When you're ready to leave this space, take one more long, slow breath, one last look, and then let the field go soft around the edges of your vision. Open your eyes.